wish I could have given you a better childhood.
You're fine, Mom.
I did what I could, you know?
Get back! No!
You had a lot going on. Mom, thanks for letting us stay here.
Oh, that's okay. The house usually sits empty anyhow.
What are you reading?
Just a poem that someone wrote me when I was young.
I haven't seen you smile like that in a long time.
Dear Jean, you truly are the one love of my life. There are some things I should have told you, but it never seemed to be the right time. I started to question my choices, but you were already married with a family. When Dave and I got married, I was already pregnant. I assumed that the baby was Dave's because you and I were spending so little time together. We tried to have another child and found he couldn't. He realized Felicia wasn't his. Jean, we have a daughter together. She's beautiful. When I look at her, I remember you. The last time I saw you, I tried to tell you, but before I could, you said you never wanted to see my face again. Now I can't get your face off my mind. All my love, Colleen.
Felicia, put that down. That's mine.
You never even told me about Gene. He doesn't know, does he?
Even after Dave knew you weren't his, he raised you as his own.
That's why I always felt in the way.
Oh, honey, you were never in the way. We both loved you.
Do I have any brothers or sisters?
Gene has a family of his own. I can't take that away from him.
You never answer to anything you do you?
I let you stay in this house while Tim was away. I always gave you the best of everything.
You're letting me stay in this empty house. Just to sit while you run around.
Well, we all have choices now, don't we?
I don't have any choices. I do what I can to keep my family together.
I used to believe that once I was a star, I could fix all of our problems.
It was too late.
Look, I struggled my whole life for that one big break. And when Rafi offered it, I took it. Can't you see that? He offered me something that Dave promised but never gave me.
And you think all those things that you bought me would just replace me having a mother?
Don't be mean. I did this all for you.
Go back to Rafi. You wouldn't even break a nail to hug your own grandchildren. You need to look perfect for Raphael. Your home is as empty as your heart.
I wish I gave you a better childhood. I do.
It's okay, Mom. You let out things going on.
Hello?
Hi. I'm Felicia. I was just wondering if you knew a Colleen Smith?
Yeah, I knew her way back when.
I'm her daughter. She's out of the country right now filming another movie with her boyfriend.
That sounds like Colleen.
Could we meet up and talk?
You know, I always did kind of follow your career.
Why?
if I stayed with your mom?
I'm right in front of your house.
Come on in.
So what if I really am your daughter?
You look like my son. Prettier.
Yeah, I really wish she would have told me about you. You know, you have 3 grandkids that you've never met before. They're getting really big.
Yeah, well, it would have been nice to get to know him.
I'm sure they'd really love to get to know you. Do you mind if we stay in touch? I can friend you.
I'm glad I got a chance to meet you. But my life, it's really messed up right now.
So what are you saying, you don't want to talk anymore?
I'm not a lot of fun to be around. My wife's, she's already pissed at me. It's just, this is just a bad time to be around me.
Sometimes we fail. Sometimes we fail.
It just seems like no one in your generation ever learned patience. Microwave, cell phone, you want everything right now. The surprise will be worth it. You'll see.
Celeste and I just think it'd be more practical to find out ahead of time, you know, to be more prepared.
You don't always have to be ready for everything. Take life as it comes. It's better that way.
I guess you'd know. It would be nice to know to paint pink or blue.
If God wanted you to know, he would have put in a window.
This'll be number 3. It's gonna be rough on Celeste. So you could come down and help us out.
I would love to spend time with my grandkids. It seems like I'm alone here most of the time anyway.
Hey, Pop.
When did we get to talk on television? Try the phone, Ken. Never saw you when you lived here anyway.
I got Ma to use the video call. She always said that she never gets to see us kids enough. So, Dad, how you been?
You trying to give me a heart attack? Now? Now you want to talk?
Is it ever a good time?
Where are my picks?
Where'd you leave them the last time you played guitar? I know better than to touch your stuff. There's always a pile of them next to the dryer. Did you check your coat pocket?
Gah.
What's with Dad? He seems pretty miserable.
He hardly eats. He doesn't sleep. He drinks like a fish. Other than that, he's a picture of perfect health.
Did you talk to him about coming out?
Sure, we had a screaming match a few weeks ago. That counts as talking.
He's stubborn, but you know that.
Better than anyone. You know, Kenny and the grandkids are really looking forward to seeing you.
Yeah. Never wanted to see me when they lived here.
I packed your bags. Just to change your mind.
Don't just drop everything and fly away.
Do you care about anyone?
Can't cancel every little thing, alright?
Third grandchild.
Grow on trees.
Your third grandchild isn't every little thing. It is one very special child. Damn it, Gene. You have got to get your priorities straight. There doesn't seem to be like any family event worthy of your time.
That is not true. We went out there for Ken's wedding.
Really, Gene? I had to practically drag you kicking and screaming to Ken and Celeste's wedding. And it was 10 years ago. I think we can afford another trip.
This week, I got it.
Oh, of course. We can't keep the precious band waiting. Though some things never change. I am always on the back burner with you. I should have listened to my mother.
That hag never liked me anyway.
Go on ahead. Go have your fun. Maybe this time when you come back, I won't be here. I've never even made it to your top 3 priorities, have I? I'm gonna stay at Kenny's, I think, and they have the room, and she could use the help.
Sure.
If I didn't have you back for Kitty's graduation, I wouldn't come back at all.
I'm in love, but ain't so sweet. So confused, can't stand on my feet. Hurting so much, hurting so deep. The joy's gone, and I'm incomplete. I wanna stop all of my feelings. They've gotten so far out of hand. Yes, I wanted all of the loving. It was the way I couldn't stand. I'm torn apart, but I can't stand the pain. I'm torn, 'cause I got the blame. What once was so right now seems all wrong. I'm crushed by a heartless game. I'm torn apart, and I can't stand the pain. I'm torn, so torn apart. I'm torn apart. Life is so insane. I'm torn by foolish gain. I'm torn by foolish game. I'm crushed by foolish Thanks everybody for coming out and supporting us Old Farts on this Saturday afternoon. Thanks again.
See you later.
Some things aren't worth waiting for.
Well, I met you, baby, you
Call
were
me.
sizzling hot. Can't complain, 'cause that's what I got. I used to dream of a girl like you, willing to do all those things you do. Come on, give me some slack. I just stopped off at Phil's Bar and Grill. cash in my will. Wake up, girl, before we're through. I never wanna have to hide from you, so come on, give me some slack.
Tell me, are the groupies getting older, the venue's getting smaller, or is it just me?
You're getting old, Ted.
Yeah, we're all getting older.
What can I get you, gentlemen?
How about shots and booze for all of us?
Okay.
Got Gene here's in the doghouse.
Again? You know, trouble seems to follow you. What'd you do this time?
Hell if I know. You know how it is. Can't live with him. What?
His son Kenny's having another baby and he wants to spend some time with him.
I lost my job when you showed up at work.
Life is all about.
Had none of that made me feel like a
As long as the
jerk.
baby's fine.
I look at you and
I'd
you're
just be in the
still
way
looking
anyway.
back. I'm thinking it's time that you cut me some slack. So come on, wow, 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 give me some slack. I know you can. If I'm with you all the time, we might be shopping at the Five and Dime. I wonder.
Folks, we've just received word that cameraman Robert Cannon and reporter Felicia Macy were just pronounced dead. Both Robert and Felicia were friends of ours at News Channel 15. They worked as an investigative team for a short time with us. Our hearts and prayers go out to the family members and friends of each and every one of the victims. She was my friend. This is Jen Wilson, live from the scene, WIMI, News Channel 15. Back to you, Mike.
Oh man, you okay?
Hey, what's going on? You okay? No more drinks for you.
It's my daughter.
Daughter, what daughter?
The reporter Felicia? That's your daughter?
It was just on the news?
Come on. She reached out to me, and I pushed her away.
Hey, can somebody make sure he gets home safe?
I got a covered door.
How about a beer there, sweetheart?
Alrighty.
You know you've been in my bucket list forever.
You know your wife will kick my ass, right?
Yeah, she'll do worse than that to me, but I won't tell her, so now you know.
Hey! Hey!
say you like it that I'm so open, but you don't know what I've been hoping to share with you my deep attraction, to get a chance at some satisfaction. Ooh, ooh.
fancy.
Our band is the Centipedes. We'd like to book a gig here. We'll play for $200 a night. We got a real good following.
Do you know how many drinks I would have to sell to pay you $200? I could get 100 bands at half the price.
Don't be so cheap, man. Come on, Joe. You got to spend money to make money. If you're not willing to work for less, why should we?
Well, something tells me that Pet Rocks would be a better investment. What do you think, I'm made of money?
Pet Rocks is where it's at. Though I think hydroponics is more my thing.
Listen, Joe, we will pack in the crowd. And most of them are real drinkers, huh? You're gonna love it when it's packed in there.
I can get a crowd in here, even without you.
I got this. Joe. Yeah. I seen these guys. They're pretty good. Now, they got a large group of people that follow them.
With some music, I make my move. We can dance and make it clear.
I'll give you one shot. We'll see if you can pack in the crowd. Don't blow it.
I'm so glad we had this chance to get together and share this dance. And I wanted this for so long. You broke clothes and I'm not wrong. I said, ooh, ooh, you dig on my fancy.
We'll see. Hey there. You could tickle my fancy.
Get lost.
What are you staring at?
A couple of beautiful looking ladies.
I'm listening.
My band is playing here next week. I'd love to see you here.
We just might do that. Well, we're here now. How about buying us a couple beers?
Sure. A bartender. Get a couple drinks for the ladies, huh?
Share with you my deep attraction for a chance at some satisfaction. Ooh, 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 oh, ooh, ooh, you tickle my fancy.
All right, folks, we're going to take a little pause for the cause. Up next, we have the Night Crew.
Hey. You guys were pretty good.
Oh, thanks.
I might even consider managing you guys. You got a manager?
Yeah, me.
You're doing it all wrong. You see, the artist should focus on the art. Let like a businessman worry about the money. The name's Dave Tall. He'll make your dreams come true.
Why should I give you a 10% cut? I can get the gigs on my own.
Oh, hey, Gene?
Yeah.
Me? I'm somebody in this town.
Yeah. See, we do all right on our own.
All the club owners call me. I don't call them. They call me looking for the talent. You dig what I'm saying? Right. If you ever want to make some real money, I can make that happen. I book all the best. You hang on to that for when you get some sense. You're never gonna make it out of these corner bars and into the big time without a shining star to light your path. You gotta love it. Small mind, small town mentality. And I know people in LA. That's California. I want you to think about that. All the small fish just get eaten up by the big ones.
Great job, guys. You really packed in a good crowd. I keep that up.
I said we pack in the place, huh? This isn't gonna be enough to bring us back.
I'm somebody in this town. Without me, you don't work.
That wasn't the agreement.
The little fish, they get eaten by the big ones. Dave is my ears. okay? I run the clubs, he finds the talent. If you want to make any real money, I can get it. I only book the best. Dave is the booking agent that works for me. Listen, kid, I pay you what I think you're worth. I make my money from people buying drinks.
Alright, we say $200 for the first night. I mean, if you want to get us back, don't shaft us.
What are you gonna do? I'm trying to run a business here. It's nothing personal.
Nothing personal. Well, I guess you won't be seeing us back here. I gotta pay the band. If you ever change your mind, give me a call.
Okay. Don't hold your breath waiting.
Nothing personally says. Yeah, maybe to you. The rest of us got bills to pay too.
Were you really gonna walk on by without saying hi?
You think you're rock stars? You're nothing but a bunch of punk dirtbags, a dime a dozen.
I had to make sure you didn't just walk on by.
Well, I'm glad I didn't.
I play the damsel in distress part really well. I'm a better actress than I thought.
Hi, how are you?
Very good. How are you today?
I'm doing good. Yourself?
So what have you been in that I might have seen?
I was the second Catholic schoolgirl killed in None for You.
Never heard of it.
Let me see. Oh, have you heard of Run Till You're Done? And Nice Girls Die First? Revenge of the Bloodthirsty Kittens?
No. What? Sounds like something for the drive-in. like killer tomatoes, you know? Steamed up windows. You know, no one's really watching that.
Well, I'm just starting out, so I haven't really been in much. But for money, I do model for art classes.
Where do I sign up for those classes?
You don't really seem like the artist type.
Well, when they replaced the bowls of fruit with naked women, I got interested.
Well, maybe if you play your cards right, I'll model for you. I do need some help with my posing.
This might be my lucky day.
As an actress, well, aspiring actress, what role would you see me play?
Lady Godiva.
Is that all you think about? My hair isn't even long enough anyway.
Heard you play at Joe D's. I was pretty impressed.
Oh, thanks.
Heard Dave say 10%. I'll do it for half. And get your first 3 gigs free of charge. Call me if you're interested. 500 is what I can get you guys.
Can't you see we're busy?
Leave your number and I'll call you. So, if you don't mind.
What is she, a groupie? She said she would work for free. Nothing in this world is free.
She's cute, but she seems too nice to play hardball.
I mean, 500 for a bar gig? That's pretty crazy.
Promoters always make it sound good. That might not even be true. Besides, I mean, if it is, she can get that, I can get that.
Well, there's nothing sexier than confidence.
I like to stand on my own 2 feet and kiss ass, Could use a beer though.
Well, I feel like I know you really well since we've been up all night talking. But I really need to go to bed. I'm exhausted.
I see that girl makes me
I want to see you.
She looks at
I really don't want to meet him now.
I mean, I can't talk anymore. And my bed sounds really nice right now.
Oh, I couldn't agree more. I'm sure you could keep me up for at least a few hours.
Well, okay. Let's go to my place. I have some cold beer.
That's right. You said you're an art student, right?
Yeah, I take art classes. But I also do odd modeling jobs. Sometimes I model for the class to help pay for tuition.
Is that enough to live on?
No, definitely not. But that's why they call me second-hand woman.
Singer too, huh? Well, I don't mean to brag, but I've been told I can draw pretty well. Maybe I'll sit in on one of your classes sometime.
I mean, I need help practicing my modeling. Plus, I get pretty nervous with all those people staring at me.
No, not you. You're too beautiful. You must be used to it by now.
Give me a second. I'll be right back. Got something for you. What?
Nothing. I'm great. It's just hard to look at you and think about sketching you. Done.
Really? That was fast.
I guess I should quit my day job.
I mean, you could have drawn my body. I mean, I love it.
It's just... You just have such beautiful eyes. And face. You know, I gotta tell you, this is the first time I've woken up next to someone and I didn't want to run for the door.
It makes me so happy.
I'm serious. I mean, if I never have to get back to reality, it'll be too soon.
I've never been much of a fan of reality myself. Growing up, I didn't exactly have it easy. My parents were never around.
That doesn't sound so bad.
Since my dad was always at work, we practically raised ourselves.
Try growing up in a conservative religious family. Being told everything you wanted to do was wrong.
My mom, let's just put it this way, she slept around so much that my dad was never really even sure I was his.
I had poor grades in school. I never really cared about school. There's this one time they wanted to put me in special ed classes. My mom had to go down and tell them that I wasn't stupid, I was just lazy.
All my parents ever did was fight about whose life I ruined the most. Not being wanted. I think that's why I try so hard to seem worthwhile.
Hey, look, I want you. Right? I can't think of anything I want as bad as I want you right now.
No guy has ever wanted me before for anything besides sex.
Hey, you were the first girl that I've ever loved. I'm serious. You know, there's no one else out there for me. I can't think of anyone I would want to be with more than you.
Oh my god. You need to lay off. Yes. Nope. Nope, I like. Oh no. Hey. What? What's that guy's name? His friend. Ted. What is it? Hello? You remember what he said to that chick? Tickle my, what was it? Tickle.
What?
No, don't do what you're doing. Hurry up. Just keep. Time is of the essence. Keep up. What are you laughing at?
I'm laughing at a couple of beautiful looking ladies.
No, go. Go. I need your help. Sir. Sir. I'm gonna hold it. No, it's mine.
Leave behind my frustration and float away to nowhere.
Hey, what's doing the keys? No, seriously, where are my keys?
I found
my imagination.
Can you hear me?
I'm trying.
Girl, what you trying to do to me? You're being just as sweet as a girl can be. With a kiss like a drink of the very best wine. Touching your lips starts to what's on your mind. Is it right you're giving me hope that you'll be mine? No chasing, no pacing, no waiting in line. Would my heart be locked in prison if I up and fell for you? I find nobody else doing for me just what you do. Oh, baby, 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 baby. Tell me, baby, what's on your mind? You gotta tell me sometime, man. You out on the street. Has it all been secret? Are you really sweet? I'm not sure if it's love or if it's not. If I got your honey, I ain't sharing what I got.
Just trying to set the record straight.
Hey, have you seen my set list anywhere?
No,
Do you ever clean up around here?
I'm not the maid.
Yeah, well, it's your place, and most of the mess is yours.
You live here too. You could clean up every once in a while.
Why do you have to turn everything into a fight?
I don't have time to play anyone's little woman. If you think you're gonna keep me here, barefoot and pregnant, you've got another thing coming.
Have you lost your mind? When you get old and your looks go, what are you gonna do? What the hell is this? Colleen? Did you sign with him?
He gets me paying jobs.
I warned you about him. Call him up and cancel your contract.
No! I can make my own decisions. And we need this. We need the money. I did this for us.
This is not for us. This is all on you. I mean, come on, you're being foolish.
The only fool I see here is you. You could have signed with Dave when you had the chance, but instead you've been busting your ass and never stay home anymore.
Everything I do for you. I'm trying to give you the life you deserve. I asked you to join me.
You think this is what I deserve?
We're gonna get through this. You're my girl. We're gonna get through the bad times, and there's gonna be more good times.
I can't count on that, Gene. What if they don't? What if the good times never come?
Is Colleen here?
No, she's off doing her own thing. Let me grab some fresh air.
knows she's seeing other people, right? I didn't tell you because at the time I thought she was my friend.
Colleen, you look upset.
We need to talk. I'm moving out. You can keep the apartment.
Move it. You don't want to do that.
I need to. I need my space.
But I love you. Right? And you love me. We're gonna figure this out together.
I already have it all figured out. I need to do things for myself. You make me feel guilty.
Guilty about what? Colleen?
I'm seeing Dave.
What?
I'm engaged to Dave, and I'm moving out.
What the hell are you saying to me? What, have you been seeing him while I'm on the road working?
It happened fast. You were gone a lot.
We spent the night making love, and you already knew you were gonna marry him?
Can't you see that I need to do things for myself? And you get upset about that?
Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Thought you didn't want to be anyone's wife.
I don't want to be your wife. Yeah, sure, you help pass the time, but there's a big world out there, Gene. And we're going nowhere fast. Why would I ever want to be married to you?
Doesn't Dave think it's strange that you've been living with me? Is that why you never wanted to go out to the clubs, be seen in public with me anymore?
Don't screw this up for me. Dave thinks that I needed help paying rent. I told him that there was no us. Dave had no problem believing that.
You were living with me while you were seeing Dave. You're a better actress than I thought.
I wanna fly in an aeroplane, take a trip on a lunar train, leaving here in a time machine. Maybe I'm at the in-between. What if I go insane? Toxic waste is what they'll blame.
Alright guys, this is Melinda. She's an agent. Do your best.
Alright, ready? Here we go. Yeah, let's take it one more time.
1, 2, 3, 4. I wanna fly in an aeroplane, take a trip on a lunar train, leaving here in a time machine. Maybe I'm at the in-between. What if I go insane? Toxic waste is what they'll blame.
Thank you for coming. What'd you think? I'm impressed. How long have these guys been together? Gene and Ted have been together 2 years now. And they're all original songs? Yes. I brought with me our standard contract. Of course. Look it over. I truly think that that's a great deal for a new band. You know, it'd be really great if we can get a clothing allowance. You know, they have to dress the part and stage clothes aren't cheap. We're just covering the studio time. It's business. Why? You know they sell. Drive a hard bargain. However, studio time is not cheap. We're gonna use up all the budget just recording.
What if I go insane? Toxic
waste is what they'll blame. Would you get it together? Jesus. Run it again. Take it from the top. Let's go. Come on. We only got an hour.
All right, here we go. It sounds like there's too many issues. You know, that bonus is negotiable. Don't call us. We'll call you.
Closing the book on Colleen. Finally. I can see it now.
It's really the only way. She's moved on. Now it's your turn. Everybody wants to feel loved. You'll find it.
I don't know.
I'm gonna leave you here and get going.
No, I don't want to be alone. I need a friend. Just stay and talk for a little bit.
Alright, I'm here. I'm not going anywhere.
Why didn't I pick someone like you? I mean, I just had my head up my ass for so long. I mean, have you always been this beautiful?
I don't know, you tell me.
Guess I never really looked before. Why didn't I fall in love with someone like you?
Can I get you? Just coffee.
Hello, Jean.
Hello.
I would like to talk to you.
What can you say that hasn't already been said?
I just really want to talk. Dave and I have a good life together. He loves me and is helping me with a successful movie career. Why can't you just be happy for me?
I still don't believe Dave didn't even care that we were living together when he was seeing me.
Dave, he doesn't think about the past. He's always looking towards the future.
What does that mean?
Has an open mind. He doesn't care about anything that happened before. He's just looking at now. We're really happy together.
I have a bad feeling about this.
You're the one who said I needed closure. We were just talking.
Yeah, write her a letter or something. Now you're gonna mope around. Playing in traffic would be safer. Do you really want to live the blues?
It's just, I really need to talk.
Hi, I'm Anne. I'm the band's manager. I'll leave you two some space. Don't get used to it.
She seems nice. A little innocent for your taste, but nice.
Last time we were together, you were already seeing Dave. You were the last face I saw before my heart was crushed.
You can't live in the past, Jean. I'm sorry, I need to do things for me.
Go. Go do things for you. I don't ever want to see your face again. Alright, so please just leave.
If that's what you really want.
Why can't I ever just get what I want?
We have a daughter.
The night you and I spent together, what am I trying to say? I'm pregnant, and the baby's yours.
What?
I don't expect anything from you. I just thought you should know.
You know she's right about Gene. He's never here and we're always picking up the slack.
Yeah, I don't know why we even put up with him anymore. Hey, you wanna go out for some drinks and talk about it?
You buying?
Oh, you know it.
Let's go.
You had plans for college, didn't you?
No, yes, I don't know now.
Do you even care how I feel about this? I mean, this changes everything. Dreams are turned to dread.
How can you say that? You're my best friend and I love you.
Jeez. Friends like these, who needs enemies?
Let me go.
No, I don't want you to.
Then why are you pushing me away?
What is your plan for the baby?
Well, I plan on changing diapers, learning to knit booties, and taking care of our child.
Then that's my plan too.
You're gonna learn to knit booties.
Sweetheart, I already know how to knit booties.
I didn't know that one.
Well, the things you don't know. I could change a diaper with one hand. And hold my nose with the other.
Can't wait to learn those things. Things won't have to change. I'll finish college, you and the band can tour to promote the album, and everything will stay the same.
What about school?
I can still finish school.
How are you going to do that with a baby and a deadbeat father? Is he gonna marry you?
Don't talk about Gene like that.
Your mom and I are just worried because musicians aren't exactly known for their loyalty.
But you guys don't know Gene.
You are giving up your entire future for a life with this guy.
But Gene is my entire life. I'm not giving up anything. We're getting married with or without your permission.
Speak of the devil.
Be nice.
Could you at least have picked a guy that comes to the door when they come to get you?
Just remember, don't ever hurt her, or you'll wish you have never met me.
I do love her, and I don't plan on ever hurting her. I think we are moving it up some. I think we would have gotten married at some point anyway.
When I grew up, a man supported his family. I hope this gives you a good start. Welcome to the family. You better let me see my grandkids.
Thank you, Daddy.
So I guess you'd be here?
I've been trying to convince Mom to help me around the house.
Why didn't you help around the house? Have you been sick again?
She has been sick for 2 full weeks. If you were not gone all the time, you might know that.
Well, did you go to the doctor? Do they know what's wrong?
Yes, I did go to the doctor. I'm gonna be fine.
Good.
What my daughter is too nice to tell you is that she can't keep working, cleaning up after you and raising your kids while you're out gallivanting with the bandit idiot.
You gotta travel to build an audience, right? I mean, you can't get a record contract playing local bars. Wait a minute, did you say kids? Kids? That's the first nice thing your mother said to me.
Thanks, Mom. I want to tell him privately. We're gonna have another baby.
Annie, that is great news.
I trust you plan to stay home and get a real job. The airplane factory in town is hiring. It's steady work with medical insurance and a pension.
Annie, this LA gig is huge, right? It's not just a little thing here and there, right? We're gonna be the summer band. The whole summer. The house band for the whole summer. I mean, it's crazy. They're even putting us up in a hotel.
You're gonna be gone for several months?
You'll be darn near ready to have a baby by then.
When are you leaving?
They're flying us out tonight.
My heavens, Annie, I told you there was no future with this man.
Mom, stop.
It's time for you to grow up.
Mom, I knew he was a musician when I married him.
You can come with us. All right? You know, the little guy's not in school yet. You and Kenny can fly out. I'll borrow some money and get the tickets.
A hotel in LA is no place to raise our son.
Well, what do you want me to do, Annie?
Do whatever you want to do. I don't like it, but I understand.
Look, it's not fair, okay? It's not just me, all right? The whole band has worked for this.
Fair? You want to talk about fair? None of this is fair. Get used to sleeping with your guitar as I've been getting used to sleeping with the Winchester. Hello? Now's not a good time, Mom. No. Bye.
Hey, can you tell the guys I gotta get out of here? I gotta get ready for the show. Thanks.
My family's looking for me.
Oh my God, call an ambulance!
No! Please. I don't want anyone to know. That is you.
You are?
I love you. It's time to grow up.
So you may have gotten your wish, Ma.
What's that?
Gene got a call from a guy named Dave that we knew. He wanted to manage the group a few years ago, but Gene turned him down.
Why?
And if he hadn't, Gene and I wouldn't be together now.
How is that a good thing?
Dave spoke to Gene about how he bailed before the contract was up. He's finished. He said he would never give Gene another shot. He'd be lucky enough to play at corner bars.
He never should have left anyways. What man would leave his wife and kids to play rock star?
When he spoke to me about what happened to Sarah, I knew he was finished. He kept thinking, what if it was me that it happened to while he was gone?
Yes, it's too bad what happened to Sarah. So does he expect you to support him now?
No, he said he'd take a job at the factory.
Maybe he should try to be a husband and father to his children. He should have been helping you here.
Why do you hate him?
I don't hate him at all. I just think you love him too much and will let him do anything he wants.
Doesn't make any difference.
Dad, wake up. Dad, wake up. I should be at home studying for finals, but I'm here with you. All you care is about yourself.
I'm sorry. I don't know where to start.
Well, I'm here now, and I'm listening.
You had a sister. I hadn't known for very long.
What are you talking about?
Doesn't matter. She was killed. A second chance.
Well, I'm gonna make some coffee because you look like shit, and I'm gonna call Ma while I'm at it.
Oh. She's already mad at me. I haven't had a chance to tell her about Felicia yet.
I'm gonna make some coffee. So when's Ma getting back from Kenny's?
I don't think she's coming back.
Well, no, she was planning on being at my graduation. I would have gone with her to see the new baby, but I had school.
At your age, I had a daughter.
You start explaining it to me.
We were young, moving too fast. We were so ambitious, you know? I guess that ambition was stronger than our love. Then we broke up. We said so many mean things to each other.
So she never told you.
I guess she tried, but I was so hurt that I didn't listen.
Hey, mister, would you like to play catch?
Jade, get away from that old man.
Hello.
Gene Williams?
Speaking.
It's Colleen Smith. I'm calling about arrangements for our daughter, Felicia. I'm sure she'd want you there.
All right. Thanks for the call.
Hello?
Hey, Ken. Yeah. Is your mom there?
Hey, wish you could have made it out. It's Dad.
I'm sorry. I missed so much of your lives.
You know, sorry is only gonna make it so far, Dad. Let's talk to you.
What?
Annie, thank God.
We were just heading out. What can't you find out?
I need to tell you something when you get home.
Are you okay? You sound horrible. Are you eating? Did you eat anything, Gene?
I've made a mess of everything I've touched. I'm falling apart.
Are you okay?
I need to know that it'll be okay. I need you to tell me it'll be okay. I need you here with me.
Well, what do you expect from me?
Do you know when you're coming home?
Well, you should have thought about that before.
Aunt Jen!
Colleen. It's been a really long time. I'm not sure if you knew, Felicia and I are very, very close. I'm really gonna miss her.
Well, I'm glad she had friends who loved her.
I was blessed to know her, and she loved these little ones.
Barbie, would you be a dear and take your brother and sister for a bite to eat? Would you, darling? Do it for Grandmama.
Why, certainly, Grandmama.
Colleen, I'm really glad you came.
Thank you. She was my baby, you know. This is killing me. She meant the world to me. My life is never going to be the same without her. Come here for a minute, my friend.
Sure.
I need to take care of a few loose ends here. I'll be there as soon as my baby's memorial wraps up. You'll have to wait or shoot around me. I know, but she was my baby. All right, see you then.
Please. Colleen,
Hi.
You still look like you stepped out of a magazine.
You don't look so bad yourself.
Looking at those pictures makes me wish I was a bigger part of her life.
Well, Felicia wants to be next to her husband, and I traveled all around the world. This is really the only place she considered home.
Sounds like something you said to me a long time ago.
Kids, come and meet your long-lost grandfather. Can you say hi to Grandpa Gene?
Hello, Grandfather.
She's the oldest, Barbie. Why don't you go give Grandpa a hug?
Wow. Well, it's nice to meet you.
Mommy never told us we had a Grandpa Gene. Can you take us to Fantasy Island?
Sherry Marie, this is not a party, it's a funeral. Fantasy Island, my word.
Guess this is all pretty weird for you, huh? I do want to get to know you. Maybe make up for lost time.
That's a literal impossibility without a time machine.
Yeah, you are a smart guy.
That's our Sal, always the humorous one.
Are we done here?
Yeah, give us a minute.
They are good-looking kids.
She always put those kids first.
Yeah, well, she turned out okay. You must have done something right.
Well, I think I could have been a better mother for Felicia with a better father, with her real father, with you.
Ah, now you get it? Now you see what you threw away?
You know, we could spend a little time together before I leave to catch up.
I mean, I love my wife, all right? And I've already made more than my fair share of mistakes.
Every time I looked in Felicia's face, I'd think of you. She had your eyes.
I didn't think you could look me in the eyes.
I should have never let you go.
I can't believe you're saying this after all these years, all right? I have a wife, a family. I've had a good life. I've never been able to stop thinking about you.
I knew music was your first love. I couldn't compete with that. Marrying me would have meant giving up your dreams. And I had my dreams too.
You could have given me that choice.
I was very driven. I just wanted you happy. I didn't mean to hurt you.
Colleen, losing you was the worst pain I ever felt.
Well, maybe I wasn't ready to be in love. I really haven't been since.
Whatever. We were kids, it's in the past.
I'm ready now. I'm ready now.
all your sweet words, and I'll tell you where to show. You're asking people, just trust me. I'd never lie to you. As long as I've known you, I can't remember when that was true. Each time someone believes you, only causes me pain.
How you doing?
Good. What can I get you?
2 vodka, please.
Sure. There you go.
By the way, have you ever thought about having entertainment during happy hour here?
Yeah, that'd probably fit in pretty good.
2 of us could do it for a couple $100.
Yeah, we can make that work.
Here, you can listen to that. Give me a call. Number's right out there.
Great.
Gene, by the way, this here's Ted.
I'm Eric.
Hey.
Good to meet you guys.
Nice to meet you, Eric.
Enjoy.
Thank you. Bottoms up.
Okay.
Salud.
Are
Yeah, we can play here.
Yeah. Just love it.
Hello, children.
Hey, I don't understand why I'm here, all right? I don't want anything. I don't need anything. It should go to the kids. It should go to Colleen.
Yes, Mr. Williams. All of the property has been dispersed, with 3 exceptions.
Exceptions?
There was a clause in the will that any property refused by the deceased mother was to go to you.
I don't want anything. Hey, what's up with her? What's going on, kiddo?
Very well, sir. I'll turn them over to the state.
Wait, what? The kids? The kids aren't property, they're children.
None of their family wants them.
It's okay. We're used to not being wanted.
Oh, come on, Barbie, don't talk like that. Hold on. We'll get your grandma here. We'll get this straightened out, all right?
What? I'm sorry, but Ralphie has a family of his own, and I like my own lifestyle.
And to think I thought I missed out on something.
Seems like someone's a little slow.
Hello? You know, maybe I should come over. I'll see you shortly. Bye. Hello, love. Hey.
Where's Gene?
It's really not my place to say. I think he should be telling you that himself when he gets home.
Ted, we've known each other way too long. Don't do this to me. Katie told me to come home. Where is he?
Every night when I just can't sleep, seeing your face before you turn to weep. Oh, I wish I could sleep. Close my
You know, I miss you and Dad, right?
things I know now that I just
You always said nothing good would come from being with Colleen. But you were wrong.
so many times that I almost
You have 3 beautiful great-grandchildren. She would have. You also have a gorgeous granddaughter. You already know that, yeah?
Hey!
I talked to Ted. He told me you went to a funeral and about Felicia. I am so sorry.
There's more. Colleen was there. She's still the same. You know, talked about the old times. She said she still loved me.
No matter how much I love you, it will never be enough. I'll never be her.
You know what? Thank God for that, Annie. All right? My life would have sucked if I had been with her. No, you couldn't be her. And I'm grateful for that.
I'm not going to stand in your way. You haven't been happy in a long time, and I'm alone here anyways all the time, so...
Listen, I get it. I live in the past. It sucks for you. It's not fair to you. I wouldn't have had a past worth remembering. If not for you.
Gene.
If it's not for you and the kids, I wouldn't have had a life worth living.
I feel the same way about you. It just feels like you wanted something more.
There is one thing, though. 3 more things, actually. Sal, Barbie, Sherry.
Oh, my heavens. You could have just bought me flowers.
Kids, this is your Grandma Annie.
I'm Barbie. I'm the oldest. Grandpa told us all about you on the plane.
You're even more beautiful than Grandpa Gene said.
Aren't you the little charmer?
Sal's already got away with the girls.
Grandpa Gene told me to say that. He said he doesn't tell you that enough.
Shh.
I can't wait to see my room. We can bake cookies and read books. Can you teach me how to knit?
Slow down there, Sherry. She's only been our grandma for 5 minutes.
Dad, you're home. What's going on?
Kids, this is your Aunt Katie.
Aunt? I went from Aunt of 3 to 6. What did I miss?
Let's call Kenny. Let's play some video call to Kenny. Do you want to meet your new baby cousin, Marissa?
You know, their bags are already in the car. We can just go.
I'm up for it.
Yeah, we put off a road trip too long anyways. You've always been this beautiful.
Shows the way that we're gonna go. Special friend, I've had an angel asleep on my arm, resting so sweetly. I was afraid to move and couldn't stop staring. Your face, it warms my soul. I'm definitely falling. I'm falling for you. Falling deeply in love with you. A gentle drawing, you are drawn into many thoughts and feelings, while I watch you, warm dreams of sharing your heart
beats close to mine. I'm still falling, falling for you. I'm falling in love with you. I have my angel asleep on my arm, resting so sweetly that I just cannot move. I am still staring your face, it warms my soul. I'm gently falling